Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are on the globe. I'm Meganne Aplomb, bringing to you fur news by the minute, the fluff, the raw, and sometimes the rough. In this week's news, the number of pet surrenders is jumping. Reports from multiple sources show more people giving up their dogs. The reasons are due to financial issues, behavioural challenges, and work schedules resuming outside the home. According to software company PetPoint, surrenders across the US shelters increased nearly 5% from last year. Our fur team spoke to rescues in New York and Ohio. We heard surrender numbers rising from around 10 per week to more than 50 and as high as 100. Around the world, there was a spike in adoptions last year. The so-called pandemic pets were adopted in droves, while humans had to be socially distant. Well, isn't that just lovely? We've gotten no emotional support from these pets, and now we've abandoned them. How great for humankind, right? The word kind is ironic in this case. Next up, this is a rough one too. A violent fight breaks out at a dog show in Florida. This one was between humans. Fur correspondent Jeff will unleash the details of the unexpected brawl. Jeff?
Yes, Meganne, the canines were well behaved, but we cannot say the same about the human attendees. This was the Miami Bully Takeover Dog Show at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel. 2 fights were caught on camera. One video capturing the entire melee was posted by Billy Corbin. An event spokesperson told the Miami Herald that the scuffle began with an argument between 2 ladies, and if they were dogs, we would call them bitches. Eventually, more people joined in, and then chairs were being thrown. Security was alerted, and eventually the event was shut down. No humans or dogs were seriously injured. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Jeff. So, humans are fighting. Oh, surprising? Not at all. Yes, Miami must have been really, really, really hot then. You know what's interesting about that whole story is that this was a show for dogs that are typically deemed aggressive, right? And this sort of drives the point that it's not the dogs, but mainly the parents. So aggressive parent, aggressive dogs. But somehow during that show, the dogs were behaving themselves. Fancy that. Next up, humans and dogs run to help rescue pets at an event in Ohio. Fur correspondent Julie was at this possum fundraiser this past weekend. She joins us now. Julie, please tell us how it went.
Thanks, Meganne. No dog fights at this event. Everyone seemed quite friendly. It was a lot of fun meeting all the pooches and people making a difference. This was the Medina SPCA's 8th annual Paws for the Cause event. The independent nonprofit partnered with Mid-Ohio Race Management to organize it. Around 200 dogs and 400 humans were registered to either run or walk the 5K race or complete 1 mile. There was a great turnout with most registrants showing up. There was even a cat in a stroller who participated. Proceeds from this event will go to help neglected and abused animals find shelter and homes. Back to you, Meganne.
Thank you, Julie. Oh, lovely. They are so adorable. You must have had quite a good time there. Oh, wow. Hopefully people can see how fun and interesting and how much life rescues bring to any situation, and people go out and adopt more dogs, especially the ones that have been abandoned. You know, the ones that were helping us out during the pandemic, but now are left to just fend for themselves in shelters all over the world. Now we have a message from our sponsor, the Muttly crew. The lifestyle brand gave awards out at Paws for the Cause. Dogs were given honours in a few categories, along with lovely tank tops and treats. For most positive attitude, Barney tied with Admiral Nelson. Most enthusiastic goes to Roscoe. Best form to 14-year-old Ginger, who also took first place in the entire race for the dogs. And best dressed is for Jackson. Congratulations to all. Yes, pageantry is definitely something that brings joy to lots of people. Next up, another annual dog event was back on, and for many New Yorkers, it's just not Halloween until this pack walks through town. Parents and pooches were dressed to the canines for the Tompkins Square Halloween Dog Parade. More than 300 dogs entered the 31st costume contest. Pups sported creative costumes, including furry Staten Island fairies. That's so ingenious. Pinhead from the supernatural horror film Hellraiser. Love it. And a Starbucks barista. Adorable. The parade was cancelled last year for COVID. But we are so glad that things are going back to normal and we get to enjoy these beautiful, beautiful events filled with joy and laughter. And can I just say that for those that think that dressing up dogs is a bit ridiculous and it's an annoying thing, because I'll tell you, I had a sort of conversation with somebody and I was just talking about, you know, dressing up a dog, whatever. And the person was like, oh, I don't dress dogs. I mean, like they were offended about it, right? And all I'm thinking is, what's wrong with a little bit of fun? I think the dogs enjoy it sometimes and they know they get a little bit more attention when they do it right. So let's just be joyful and let's just be happy. And that's a wrap for us this morning, afternoon or evening, depending on where you are on the globe. I'm Meganne Aplomb. Be sure to sniff out the latest headlines you need to know with Fur News from the Pandemic Network, brought to you by the Muttly crew. Julie, okay, all right. How did it go? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's fluff it up. If we're going to go David Bowie, let's go all the way. I can't say that. Meganne is not saying, how did it go? No, not saying it. Not sure what's going on, but I've got a Backstreet song stuck in my head. Tell me why